Hey everybody, Andy here. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year, first of all. I'm going to do a kind of video that I've never done before. I saw several of these lately, and Joe Silver Jackify comes to mind, but I've seen a few others. And I've also heard a website mentioned called vintagecardprices.com, and essentially you plug in cards from your collection, what you paid for them, the specific grade, and it will pull data from eBay and all the other online auction sites to give you the most current value based on sold items. And so as somebody who's selling a lot of stuff this year, I thought that would be really useful. And then also with the stuff that I'm, buying to keep and hang on to, it would be useful for that too. So I've had a lot of fun playing with it. I am a nerd for stats and numbers like that. So what I've got here is my top 25 most valuable cards in my collection. With a couple of asterisks, that's a hard word to say. But anyway, let's get into it. Probably be a longer video because I got 25 cards to show off. And I'll try to give you the prices quickly as we go, and then I've got some totals scrawled out for this complete showcase. So to some, it'll seem like a lot. To others, it'll be like, chump change. I'm pretty proud of these, and a lot of these are cards I plan on keeping, potentially forever. So a few on here, though, that I'd sell, and let's get started with one of those. At number 25, it's this Miguel Cabrera rookie, which I picked up for about $87. I paid $87 for it. Currently goes for about $125, so that's up. I bought it just so that I could sell it as we get closer to the Hall of Fame. I don't need every Hall of Fame rookie card, and that's not a player I collect. And so yeah, so there you go. Number 25 was the Miggy. Coming in at number 24, we've got the 62 Mays in a 4. Bought this for $64. Currently it goes for $125. So that's up 95%. But, again, it's just for fun to know what some of these are up because I don't plan on selling them. Others, though, I like a card for $100, but if it goes to be 3-4, maybe I would sell it. I don't know. Here's a cool one. World Series batting foes with Mantle and Aaron. Bought this for $95, and they go for $128 now, recently. So that's up 34%. There are some instances in here where I overpaid, and of course, all the vintage prices are inflated. Most of these are vintage. There will be a few 80s cards in here. So take that into account, obviously. 68, Aaron. Paid $114, and they're going for about $130 now. But awesome card. Awesome Hank card. At number 21, we've got this 69 Mantle, last name in yellow, which is the less valuable of the variants, but picked up this 3 for $125, and that's about what they go for now, $132 most recently. So I probably overpaid back when I bought that, but it's a Mantle card, and $125 for a graded Mantle is, I don't know, still good to me. Here's a cool one. There's some sentimental value for me here because this was a Turn Back the Clock card, I think in '87. And it started me on that little project, which I've since abandoned, but it was really fun while I was into it. But this Yaz, I bought for $115 and now goes for about $145. So up about 25% since I purchased it. But that's just one of my favorite cards. I just like the image and the signature and everything about it. And just the 67 set. So next we've got the Early Win rookie card, 1949 Bowman. Picked this guy up for $95 dues. Currently goes for $145. Early Win rookie. another one I would probably not get rid of ever. This one I actually bought with the intention of cracking it out for my binder. And it's a 2, so it's authentic, it has a little crease. The slab is cracked there on his face, and it seemed like a good crack out candidate, but I've not got the nerve to do it. I bought this for $92 and could probably sell it now for close to $160. But again, it's a mantle card. I don't know why I would sell that. I am still too nervous to crack it out though. So there's also, that's the only card we'll be seeing twice on this list. 61 Clemente here, which I bought for $107 and goes for about $160 now, 49% up. But great looking Clemente card. Here's a card that I haven't shown before, so I don't know if I've said it earlier, but a lot of these, incidentally, will be cards I haven't shown because a lot of these are ones I've picked up this year and been too lazy to make videos. But here's one example of that. Stan the Man's last card in a 7. So I paid up for it at the time, $150, and I recently sold for $160, so it's pretty flat. But that's kind of, you know, Stan Musial's last card is not one that I plan on parting with. So I think I did okay with that. Kicking it more new school here with the Griffey rookie in a 9. I bought this one for $96, but now they go for about $165. That's 72% up, if you're keeping track on this card. But again, wouldn't sell that card. Keep that one for a good long time, ever and ever. Roger Maris, card number 1 in the 62 set. I've got it in a 5 here. I bought it for $100 even. Now it goes for about $165. So everybody can do the math on that. It's up 65% from when I bought it. Cool card though. Here we are at number 13 now on the list, so we're halfway through. Got the 65 Aaron. In fact, we're going to have a little run of Aarons here. 65 paid $110 and they go for $170 now. It's 54% increase. This is just interesting to illustrate what prices are doing right now and how crazy they are. Here's one I overpaid for. The 73 and an 8, so my highest graded Aaron card, I paid $212, and one sold for $180 recently, so that means I probably overpaid by about $30. But just awesome to have an Aaron card in such a high grade. Here's another one, 71. I paid $209. They go for more like $200, so you know, I could have saved a few bucks here, but I did okay, and obviously just happy to have that one. So 71, a couple more Aarons. 69 next in a 7, and I bought this for $116, and it's going for $200 now, so it's up about 73% since I bought it. So I bought that at a good time. And great card. Here's one that I overpaid on, but there was a reason. This third-year Aaron whiteback variety is a really well-centered 4. I mean, so eye appeal on this. I paid up. I paid $310 for it. They go for like $260 in a 4 usually. So I paid about $50 more than the market value, but I think based on the centering, it was worth it. So that's one that I'm very proud to have. Here's a recent upgrade. I upgraded my 8 to a 9 on the Mattingly, and somehow I bought this for $195, And there's been a couple now that sold at 270, 271 recently. Got to be careful on these numbers because I have seen a couple of PWCC auctions that kind of inflate it more. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of them, but I didn't check into it thoroughly. But the Mattingly rookie in a 9, I think that's only going up. Here's another upgrade and one I haven't shown before. Had this in an 8 too, and picked up the 9. And this is a really low pop card. I paid $300 for it, and I probably overpaid by about $20, but they just don't come up very often. And I can't remember the population exactly on it, but it's low. And I'll sell the 8, which will help to offset that, and I can be proud to have that in my collection. I am proud about it. Here's that 62 Mantle again. This one's in the 4. Really, really nice looking 4 in my opinion, with wear and tear in all the right places, but good centering overall. And bought it for $228, and 4s now go for about $350. I think the left to right centering on this one could even fetch a little bit more. But again, not one I'm looking to sell, but it's up about 53%. Here's a Mantle I've not shown before, and also I overpaid on it. So this is number 5. So we got the top 5 here. Most valuable cards in my collection. I paid $395 for this one, and they go, last couple went more like $350, $355, so I overpaid by about $40 on the Mantle, but it's a 5. It's the highest graded Mantle, obviously. That's a high grade Mantle for me, and happy to have it. A couple more Mantles on my list, but they ain't cheap. Next, we've got Hank for the last time, his second-year card, which I picked up for $300 even, and now goes for about $380 in this grade. It's even one I might upgrade at some point. I feel like I could get a better centered copy if I'm patient and look hard enough. But I don't know. These prices seem to just keep going up. So I'm happy with that one and don't feel compelled to upgrade it. Here's a statistical anomaly on this one. I bought this Ricky for $95. There was an auction recently that sold for $400, $399.99, or buy it now, or whatever it was. It was $400, but it was PWCC. And if you look at all the other recent solds, the card goes for about $250 now. An 8 does. So it should be on the list, but not this high up. I just went with it anyway. But we've got the Henderson rookie as one of my top 25 most valuable for sure. Number 3 on this list. And then we'll get our stands going here. Just, why have a bunch of empty stands? Okay, a couple more cards though. We've got my only pre-war card in my collection currently. Never shown it before. It's the T205 Tris speaker with the gold border and some awesome colors. And at the time when I bought this, I thought I might get more into pre-war. Now I'm not so sure. I bought it for $425, which seemed like a lot. I mean, it was the most expensive card I'd ever bought. Now one has sold at $570. So I'm not planning on getting rid of that anytime soon, but again, kind of, the pre-war thing, I think they're interesting. I just don't know how many pre-war cards I really need to have in the collection, especially when there's a lot of other kind of, just vintage that are on my bucket list. So we'll see what happens with that, but it is valued at $570 now, pretty good. Only topped by my final card here, which is another card I haven't shown yet. It's iconic, you could say. It's the Koufax rookie in a good plus 2.5. And I like it. I like it a lot. It's a card I enjoy. And I bought it for $500 even. And it goes for about $580 now in that condition. But there is my top 25 most valuable cards in my collection. And for those of you who stayed to the end, you'll get to see my fancy stat sheet here with all the numbers, good and bad, lots of errands. But here's our totals. So cost $46.35, current value $57.71. Note here on the Rickey Henderson, I put off to the side $250 actual value because that's just crazy inflated. That PWCC auction throws that off. So you could say that I'm up probably closer to just $1,000, but if you figure it this way, it's 24.5% up on my top 25 cards. And yeah, so I've been enjoying that website. You do have to pay to have all these features, but I figured since I'm doing so much with eBay, I could justify it. It'll help me keep an eye on things. I also put stuff that I plan on selling in there so that I can kind of monitor when prices do something nuts. Hopefully I can notice in time to capitalize on some things I'm not as attached to. Of course, this year I wanted to sell a lot and focus on fewer cards but bigger cards, and I think I've done a good job of that this year. Here are some examples of it. Not done yet, and still some key cards I want to pick up. And what's really interesting, side note about this, and if I sold all these cards here and I could get, say, anything over $5,000 for them, I could buy one decent copy of the Aaron rookie, which I have been searching for. But as you can see, I mean, the most I've ever paid for a card is $500. So it's kind of a hard leap to go from that to $5,000. And literally, I could sell all of these cards that we just went through to buy that one. So it just goes to show how crazy that one has gotten. And I might already be priced out of it, honestly. But I'm going to keep grading cards, selling them, trying to be strategic with some things. Certainly still want to keep picking up stuff like this. But if I can save enough and sell enough, maybe I'll get to own that 54 Aaron before it's too late, before I don't have a chance to own it, basically. But I hope everybody enjoyed that, and with the numbers, and just meant to be informative. I enjoyed the similar videos I watched, so I figured I'd make one, and it would give me a chance to show off some of these big ones that I just haven't even made videos about yet at all. So kind of played catch up here a little bit too at the same time. But yeah, definitely a longer video for me, so thanks for sticking it out. If you did, I hope you enjoyed. You can let me know what you think. I've got an SGC order, my next one that I'm prepping to send out, so I'll be going through those. And I've got some other pickups from the year that I'd just like to go ahead and get caught up on as well. So more videos coming from me soon. I'd like to do one a week in the new year instead of, going 2, 3, 4 weeks without them. So trying to be a little bit more consistent with that. And wishing everybody all the best here in 2021. I think it's going to be a good one. Thank you for your time, and have a great rest of your day.